All right, Shalom. Make sure we good. Okay, cool. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak, Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in my gospel. And it's the brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And I want to go into another lesson. As you see from the title, it says, out of all the places in the world, America is where you want to be. Right? America is where you want to be, man. Right? Now, it sounds crazy saying that because we know America is filled with wickedness, BS, right? Degenerates. You see, rainbow flag supporters, PEDO files, right? This is the hub of the so-called white man, Esau Edom. This is the main place of his rulership, America, right? Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, the most filthy place the world have ever witnessed, man. A lack of morals, standards here, you know, the land is defiled, so on and so forth. You can't grow nothing here like talking about. So the question would be, out of all the places in the world a person can visit, go, or live, right? You know, that you see on the brochures, right? With the nice water, the blue beaches. Why would America be the place where you should want to be though? You see? Again, think about all the beautiful places in the world. Matter of fact, let's share, let's see, let's share the screen. Let's just look it up. Some beautiful places in the world. Let's see, that's the most beautiful places in the world. You got Bora Bora, right? You got Glacier National Park. Let's look at some pictures. So why would America be the place that a person would want to be? Or us here in America? Why, should we want to be here? Look at some of these beautiful places, man. And I'm just building up to the lesson, the point of the lesson, right? America don't got this, especially in Texas. The closest we got is what? Galveston Beach, when the water is brown, right? So you see the point. So that's some of the most beautiful places in the world. Well, the point why we should want to be in America is because at the end of the day, although this place is so low down, and got the filth that's being pushed, still at the end of the day, this is the main place of prophecy, man. This is the main location of the Lord movie. Right? This is what a great awakening was said to happen at for the Israelites. Although we're going to wake up across the four corners, but this is where the main location of the great awakening would take place, right here in Babylon the Great. This is the place that's set for great future judgments. Babylon the Great, America. And also this going to be the place of our the great deliverance. Although the Lord come and save us from the four corners, but America is the place of that great deliverance, the great awakening, the great deliverance. And also when plagues really hit this world, although it's going to happen everywhere when Jacob's trouble come, but the main place that the Lord, right, will show his power and his works and signs and miracles and wonders will be right here in America. So the point is, out of all the places in the world, America is where we want to be, because this is where the action going down at. This is where it's going down at, man. Right? Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. In Isaiah 13, I share my screen. This is where it's going down at, man. This is what, hey, look, even Yahweh Shai the angels, they coming over here. They coming over here when Yahweh Shai come back. This where, so this where it's at. And we're gonna see a lot of things, Although it's gonna get as bad as it's gonna get, our hope is that we're gonna be spared, but we want to be here to see these things. And I got a precept from Esdras. He said that although, you know, it'll be easier to die and skip the plagues that's gonna come in the world, but it's better off if you live and witness what the Lord about to do. We want to be here to witness that. Matter of fact, let me get another precept too. We'll hop into it. Let me hold this on deck. Right, but let's start with this. It's Isaiah 13 and verse 19. Let me read the KJV. It says, and Babylon, which is talking about America, not the ancient Babylon. It says, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. Think about all of the great kingdoms that came. The ancient Babylonian Empire with Nebuchadnezzar, you know. It was beautiful. That's why I was the head of gold. What it was the fallen gardens, you know, that he had out there. But many kingdoms had great venues or as they say, you know, wonders of the world, things to show, different things to take pride in. But it says, but America, this kingdom is the glory of kingdoms. No matter how great those other kingdoms was, you put all those into one and you got America, the glory of kingdoms. And you got Wi-Fi technology today, right? You got you can fly planes and drive cars, you can stunt. It's flashy. You know, it says in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. The point I want to end this verse, it says the glory of kingdoms. Let's read the NLT. Isaiah 13 and 19 NLT, it says Babylon, the most glorious of kingdoms. That's America. This is the place you will want to be, or if, you know, not be here, have your eye on in these last days and last times, because this is where it's going down at. You see, Babylon, man, the Lord about to turn America up. We're about to witness a lot. You know, we already witnessing or have been witnessing a great awakening, but the point is, the Lord gonna turn it up even more. You see, let's get this real quick. This is Matthew 13 and verse 17. Some of Yahushua said, straight to the point, it says, verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. So Yahushua said, he says, many prophets and righteous men have desired to see the things which you see and have not seen them. Because you got scriptures like Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, when it says how the vision was set for an appointed time. Look, the prophets of old, the believers of old, throughout all generations, they've been waiting on that appointed time to a change be made in the world. To the Lord begin to judge the world for the Israelites' sakes. They've been waiting on that. The point is, it's happening in our time. Habakkuk 2, at the end it shall speak. Now we seeing it play out in our time. We seeing a so-called white man being exposed. We seeing a C-hip being spoke about in the news. We've been seeing World War III and missiles flying being talked about, concentration camps, sicknesses, so on and so forth. We in that time. And again, the main place where the action gonna be is right here in America. Babylon the Great. So it's like if you have some elect in America, which you have a lot of them in America, you get in the front row seat, right? Because you got brothers, you know, Akim, Akwath across the 4 corners, but they gotta just tune in on the news and see what's going on over here. They can't be in actually Babylon, man, getting it up close and personal. You know, they gonna be hearing on the news. That's if the lights don't go out, seeing what's going on here. But we gonna be foot on the ground in the mix, man. In the mix, we will be foot on the ground in the mix right here in Babylon the Great. And again, although it's gonna be a fearful thing, our hope is that the Lord gonna spare us. It's the point. Remember, Yahushua said, Father, I'm not in John 17 when he prayed to the Most High. He said, I'm not praying that you gotta take them out the world. Because, you know, we still had to be here to fulfill our portion of prophecy. So we couldn't just be taken out of the world. We got to still play out the movie. But he said, So seeing we can't be taken out the world, he said, Father, I wish that you don't take them out the world, but that you keep them from the evil. So yes, we gonna be here, but our hope is that as long as we doing this work, the Most High gonna spare us, as he said. You know, Psalms 91, we gonna be in the mix of everything and look at everything. Like it says, 1,000 shall fall at thy right hand and over here, but it shall not come nigh thee. That's what we hoping for. So again, it's like if we in America, we got front row seats to all this, especially when the Lord begin to show his power. It's going downhill, man. And again, I want to get that Esdras because that's the main scripture I got for this lesson. He gonna say, you want to be here for this. Let's read this again. Matthew 13 and 17. It says, verily I say unto you, man, I gotta start at 16. This is Matthew 13 and 16. It says, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. It says, for verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see the things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. Many of our forefathers wanted to be here in this time, although they hear, in the reincarnation, they hear, you see. But, at the time they, what else go better recall it, they had to die and come back and don't remember that they was looking forward to this time. We here in this time living in it, man. You see, let's get this again. Isaiah 13 and 19, it says, in Babylon, which is America, NLT version, it says, the most glorious of kingdoms. This is where it's going down at. Although it's going to be popped off in the world, but this is the main place. It says the flower of the Chaldean pride will be devastated like Sodom and Gomorrah when the Most High destroyed them. You see? Hold on real quick. All right, so again. So let's get this though, because before I get to that Esdras, how Esdras said we want to be here when all these things happen, right? But before that, the place of the main awakening is right here in America, man. You see, right here in America. Let's get that first in Revelation 11. Just want to, pinpoint a couple highlights on why we want to be here, because a lot of the main prophecies that's left is going to be right here. Revelation 11 and verse, let's start at 8. It says, and their dead bodies, talking about us as Israelites, not knowing who we are, shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. That great city is America, Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. It says, well, also our Lord was crucified. It is also the main hub of anti-Messiah activity, man. So we was going to be mainly here, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and the northern kingdom, Ephraim, man. You see? We was all going to be here oppressed together. That's what the end time prophecies say. So that's another reason why we should want to be here. Because look, although we're waking up across the four corners, but again, this is where it says in the land of the north, right? Judah, the southern kingdom and northern kingdom was going to rise together. We taking part of that. If we here in America right now, although brothers and sisters rising across the four corners, but we taking part in what we reading right here. Because the location is that great city, America. But it says, and I'm going to jump down, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, matter of fact, I got to go to 9. We got to read that too. Because it says, after we was dead, verse 9 says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations, so these heathens, right? It says, shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put into the graves. So since we came over here until when Elder Abba Bivens raised up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, in between that time, slavery, a 1619 all the way to 1969, roughly 70. These heathens ain't try to help us and tell us we was the Israelites. No, they kept us in that dead estate. They didn't tell us y'all know y'all the chosen people, y'all got to keep these laws. No, they made laws to further oppress us, and they rejoiced over that, because as long as we down, they up. And I mind you, the main place that happened is right here. It says, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts one to another because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. And it says, and after 3 days and a half, right? So when Eldaba Bivens rose up, after captivity, the main part of captivity, right? Coming over here, 1619, it says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. And I mind you, the location is that great city, America. We taking part of this scripture being fulfilled, man. Did we not, or are we not a part of those who raised up and stand on our feet in that great city? It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And that's how these heathens feel. Now they seeing us waking up to who we are. They know what's coming next. You know, and as they say, now they shaking in their boots, man. So what's also coming from here? We rose up here. We're going to get saved from here, man. Because it goes on to say, and they heard a voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And it's also going to be the place of that great salvation as well. Right? Matter of fact, let me get one more before, and I'll kind of wind it down. Like I said, this meant for this to be quick, but there's also Ezekiel 37. You know, Ezekiel 37, where those dry bones is going to come back to life. All this going to be here in America. So, yes, we should want to be here. We ain't talking about being here as if we going on vacation and, well, you know, what the best sites at. No, we talking about we should want to be here because this is the main location of the Lord moving right now at the end of the world. We just read we was going to rise here. The Great Awakening was going to be here, right? When Esau, the so-called white man, get judged, it's going to start right here in America with the modern day Basra. You see, the capital of Edom, man. That's why we're looking forward to it. And also, this is going to be the new location for the new Passover. Just like we came out of Egypt, we had a high holy day to Passover. Well, when we come out this new Egypt, we ain't going to no more speak about as much the old Passover because we're going to have a new one when we got saved out of America. This way it's going down at. Oh, even in Jacob's trouble before salvation, when all hell break loose, man, I want to see, I want to see some of these things that's going to go down here that the Lord got set up for America, man. Because if we truly hope that the Lord going to spare us in these times, although, you know, we're going to go through our little situations, but if we really believe the Lord going to spare us, and he said how we going to watch and see these people get judged, how we going to laugh in the time of famine, right? Be merry and have abundance, see these people get judged, mock when they fear come. I want to be here to see that. Come on, man. I want to see Yahushua pull up him and the angels over here to America and look at these people's faces when they see missiles falling, when they see Yahushua, right? I want to be here to see how these different camps react when they see him be brought to the forefront. I want to see these Americans when they think they was going to eat good for breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, snacks, late night, eating all day when a famine hit these streets, man. I want to see this. Right? Karen, you know, white woman Karen, when she lose her mind. I want to see when a white man lose hope and become like a woman in these days, man. These Americans is what we talking about. We want to be here to see all this. Because why? We believe the Lord going to spare us from these things. Let me get a quick precept, 2 Ezra 13. In the GNT. So again, out of all the places in the world that we could be, although it's some beautiful, man, sceneries in the world, in my opinion, or speaking for myself, ask y'all, if y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, where would y'all be? And I know we can say anywhere, but look, Jacob's trouble coming everywhere. I might as well be in a place where it's going down there, where prophecy talk about, where prophecy point to, man. You see? We coming in some exciting times, and we gonna want to live through them and witness it, man. Because look, in the kingdom, hey, when we get in the kingdom, man, our children gonna be asking us, so Abba, you know, so what happened, in Jacob's trouble? Did it really go down like that? You go tell them stories, a Khan Ban, Baniam talking to your sons. You know, when all hell break loose, man, this how it was. I remember I seen Leviathan come out. You gonna be able to tell them things because you was here and you lived through it, man. Think about it like that. Come on. But let's get this real quick, and I'm gonna go back to that Isaiah 34. This is 2nd Ezra 13. Well, we're gonna come read this anyway. So I saved that. I saved that because we're gonna finish up on all that anyway. I saved that. So let's go back to Isaiah 34. Because there's another end time prophecy that's pointing to things happening here in America. This is when Esau gonna fall because America gonna fall. These other nations, NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the European Union, EU, shit, Russia, these other countries who got say so in the world, they gonna fall. All the heathens because America gonna fall. You see, they gonna lose their dominion because it's starting with America losing their dominion first. This is the place, man, of end time prophecy. You see, hey, according to Revelation 18, hey, the main majority of the prophets here, the apostles here, all right, guess where it's at? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, shit, Ephraim, Gad, Reuben, Zebulun, Manasseh, so on and so forth. They here, man. Simeon. Yeah, this where it's at. America, that great city. I want to witness it. I want to witness the Lord works. Remember, he said he's going to do new signs under other strange wonders in these times. I want to see what that's like. When it said Jacob's trouble, a time like never before, I want to be here to witness what that looked like. Come on, man. Not just watching a movie, we gonna be in the movie. And again, especially if we over here in America. Think about it like this. Outside looking in, right? You know that movie Leave the World Behind. Now they got it from the perspective of the rich dude, you know, with the people at the Airbnb outside the city. I heard the elder bro Amawanga Ball going to this. Outside the city, they got the perspective from them. Or they was able to be calm, hide out at their big house, eat, drink. That's the perspective of them. But remember, shit was popped off in the city though. You heard gunshots in the city, right? Killing and fear was going on in the city, but the camera ain't getting no perspectives from what was going on in the actual city. So the point I'm bringing that up is because being outside of America, you know, tying it to the movie, although we know believers across the four corners, we understand that, but being outside of America, that's like you tying it to the movie, you in a house with the black dude and a daughter and a family who was on the Airbnb in the movie Leave the World Behind. You outside of the things that's going on. But if you in America, you in the city, you in the mix of all shit popping off, man. Although we know Jacob's trouble coming upon all the world, but it's going down in Babylon. Great though. The Lord saving the best for last, man. And we here. We here. Just like not Job, Lot. He was in the mix. He was in Sodom and Gomorrah. He had a testimony on what that shit was like. It said he seen and heard it daily. Is that not us seeing and hearing this daily, man? Soon as he left the city, he ain't looked back, but it was on fire. Soon as one day we gonna be, Lord willing, feet on concrete to looking up at missiles, and then in a twinkling of an eye, feet in a chariot, in a UFO. We here at this main place, man, in the end of the world. Come on, man, we in the mix, right? Let's read this real quick. Again, another end time prophecy pointing at America. This is Isaiah 34. And let's get straight to the point, verse 5. It says, for my sword, nope, gotta start right here in 4. It says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, going into, you know, after World War III, when Yahushua win it, you know, those missiles gonna be shot off. That's what it's going into. And look, even the missiles got a location on what the Lord want them to go. Although they're gonna hit different parts of the world, it's a specific location the Lord want them to come though. Isaiah 34 and 4, it says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's those mushroom clouds. And all their host shall fall down as the leaf falleth off the vine, and as a fallen fig from off the fig tree. So look, the missiles were shot up in the air, and they go come down. But let's see where they go come down, because the Lord says, "For my sword, which is those missiles, shall be bathed in heaven, and behold." I'm gonna say y'all right there. We're gonna pause that. So look, they're gonna be shot off out the silos into heaven, go out in the atmosphere, because they intercontinental ballistic missiles leave one continent, go out in the atmosphere, and they go drop in another continent. But let's see where's the main place they come in. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, and behold, it shall come down upon Idumea." Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. So it's giving us the people. So this Esau judgment, it says, "Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment." Because when Esau fall, all nations falling. And so we got the people who is designed for, but let's get the location. It says, "And the sword of Yahweh," which is those missiles, "is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats." That's the people. "With the fat of kidneys of rams, for Yahweh have a sacrifice." Here's the location. "Have a sacrifice in Basra," right? A sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Now, how do we know this is America? Because one, Basra was the capital in ancient Edom. In the land of Edom, Basra was the capital. Now Esau ain't just got the land of Edom. Remember, Esau blessing according to Genesis 27 is what? The world, Craig. Not just Edom, but the world. So seeing Esau got dominion over the whole world, as it's saying prophecy, where is the capital or the main hub for these Edomites? Where they make money at? Who call the shots? Who been able to give him this dominion military-wise? America. America, man. That's the modern day Basra. And if that's not enough, let's get one more to pinpoint how this sword is gonna come to America. Let's get it. 2nd Ezra 16, I believe. Let me see. I believe it's 2nd Ezra 15. Because it's gonna tell us these flying swords gonna go steadfastly unto Babylon. The same place the Lord is saying right here that, "Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and it's gonna fall and be a sacrifice in Basra, a great slaughter in the land of Idumea." That same land is the modern day America, man. Babylon the Great, where we live right now, where we currently live. All this about to happen in a place where we dwell at. Think about that. Think about that. All this about to go down in a place where you just woke up from. We're in the morning, you just woke up. If y'all hear noise in the background, that's my son. He just got up. The place where we at right now, all hell gonna break loose soon. It's gonna be the worst destruction and worst plagues the world have ever seen. About to be at the place we grew up in. You know, your elementary school, your favorite childhood friend. All this about to be touched, man. You see? But let's get this on where them swords gonna fly at real quick. This is 2nd Ezra 15, and it's going into World War III. In 41, it says, "Fire and hell and flying swords." What's those flying swords? Missiles. The same sword the Lord mentioned right here. That's going to be shot off into heaven, and that's going to come down upon Idumea and Basra. Well, it's about to give us the name. 2nd Ezra 15 and 41. It says, "Fire and hell and flying swords," are modern day missiles, "and many waters, that all the fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. And they," talking about the missiles, "and they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood, grass of the meadows, and their corn." Because when they hit, it's going to bring a great destruction. This is the same thing it said in Joel, the 2nd chapter. But this the point I want. Let's see where they're going to go. It says, verse 43, "And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. The same thing Revelation 18 said. End time prophecy is pointing at America, man. It says, so these missiles, it says, are flying swords, as it say right here. It says, and they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon. So when they shot off, as Isaiah 34 say, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, verse 5, when they shot off, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Or 2nd Ezra 15, it shall come down steadfastly upon Babylon, man. Same place. Same place, the good old US of A, right? End time prophecy. It says in 2nd Ezra 15 and 43, and they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. And when they hit, it says, verse 44, and they shall come to her and besiege her, the star and wrath shall they pour out upon her. So when they hit, it says, and then shall the dust and smoke go up unto the heaven, and all that be about her shall bewail her. Same thing is saying Revelation 18. End time prophecy. Ezra seen it too. Ezra seen it too. Look, again, we got earlier, Yahushua said, many prophets, many righteous men, many kings wanted to see the things we see and have not seen them. Well, lo and behold, we looking at it daily. Come on, man, it's exciting, huh? We reading what we living out. We reading the things we're a part of. Right? Matter of fact, let's get one. Let's go to Revelation 18. Because it's going to mention once this place destroyed, the apostles and prophets going to be excited for it. They're going to be happy. Now, even ask ourselves this, because the scriptures point to apostles and prophets, right? And this is one thing I like to think of, even like, because you know the Lord give names, nomen, right? Names mean things. It's names are signs. Because I be thinking about how, even with Yahushua, all the miracles he done when he was on earth, his name was Yahushua. How didn't they catch that? You feel me? The wicked scribes and the Pharisees all knew he was the Lord, but the point is, random people who seen the miracles and they still doubted. The man's name was Yahushua. That's a sign in itself. Come on, man. That's a sign in itself. But in saying that, the scriptures speak about in the latter days, you're going to have apostles and prophets raise up. And like Jeremiah said, in Babylon, but raise up. And that's how this word was going to begin to go out. In Ephesians 2, it says that's the temple. The foundation are the apostles and prophets. That was going to be some main key characters in the end of the world. The point is, when just like Yahushua name is why I brought it up. Look into the world. It's only one group of men who are called the apostles. Although you have people in the world who are called apostle, like Apostle Geno Jennings, right? You have men being called apostle, but it's not a group of them together pushing the same doctrine, which the main anchor of their doctrine is prophecy, which lined up with what the apostles will be pushing. They pushed the Most High and the Son, real name Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, as Yahushai told the apostles to do when he left earth, because he said, teach all nations in the name of the Father Yahweh, in the name of the Son, Bahashim Yahushai, and in the name of the Holy Spirit, Bahashim Rechakwadash. There's only one group of men in the world who follow that code. They are being called the apostles, right? And their followers who follow them are known to prophesy. Come on, man. That's a sign in itself. Like Yahushua said, if you have ears to hear, man, you got to see this, or eyes to see. Hey, buddy. You see, you got one group of men on earth being called the apostles and known to prophesy, and their followers are known to do the same. Well, in the end of the world, when this place we talk about, America be destroyed, the Lord gonna tell the apostles and prophets, look, I did this for y'all. I did this for y'all. The point is, we live in here and we taking part of this, and we're amongst those men who are known as the apostles and prophets. This is why we should be want to see these things. This is why we shouldn't have a problem with being in America, as fearful and crazy things gonna get. This is why we should want to be here, because prophecy point to this place. You see, this is why we should want to be here. This is where the Great Awakening happened at, and will continue to happen. Because we ain't really look, although we at the end and the Great Awakening been going on, we really ain't even see nothing yet. Watch when these miracles start being done, and you're gonna have real, as they say, Israelite foreigners come in, those who look straight up like Moabites, right? Look straight up like these other nations, but they're gonna be Israelites, just like it was in Acts. But that's the place right here in America. The place when all hell break loose, the most fearful time ever. Read Isaiah 13. We got it earlier. The glory of kingdoms, right? That's going to be in America. Things going to get the worst the world ever seen, mainly in America. We going to be here for that. We live here, right? And look, if you try to get out of here, hey, you running from the Lord movie. Look, all hell going to be breaking loose anyway. I want to see where it's really going down at, man. I want to witness these Americans suffer. You see? Look, even Yahweh Shine, the angels coming here. They coming here. That lake of fire, they coming here. Like it's saying Revelation 14. I'm gonna get the scripture real quick, but Revelation 14, how it says those who take the sea hips gonna be burnt in the presence of the Lamb and in the presence of the angels. Where's the lake of fire gonna be? America. So even Yahweh Shine, the angels gonna make their way over here. They coming here. Well, I want to be here. I want to see this. I want to be a part of this, man. Being beamed up from Babylon. We're going to get that, because that's in prophecy too. Being called up from the land of the north. This is where it's going down at. But also, this is where Yahweh Shai said when he judged it, he did it for the apostles and prophets. Real quick, Revelation 18 and start at 17. It says, for in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. And that's the thing. We was raised up here, right? Childhood, junior high, high school, for college for some, friends, relationships. We lived and experienced all this. We got memories. And then one day, Lord willing, with a number, we're going to get beamed up, and we're going to look down at the very place we was raised up in, had childhood friends and all these memories in the 90s, in the 80s, right? How I was in the 70s, and you see, the early 2000s, and you see, we're going to be looking at everything we once knew get burnt up. Come on, man. It says, for in 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all accompanying ships and sailors, and as many as trade by the sea, stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Right? It says, and they cast dust on their heads. Right? What city is like unto America? It says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were all made rich, that had ships in a sea, by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour she is made desolate. And it says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have revenged you upon her. Let's get another translation. I like the NLT. Check this out. Revelation 18 and 20, NLT, it says, rejoice over her. Over who? America. It says, rejoice over her, O heaven, and people of the Most High, and apostles and prophets. For at last the Most High has judged her for your sakes. For your sake. Come on, man. America will be judged first and foremost because it's written in the law of prophecy. But part of the reason he want to do it is because his apostles and prophets and the believers that's here, man. You see? This is going to be part of the reason he's going to have to shorten the time. Let's get that in Jeremiah 23 real quick, and then I end it when Ezra said, it's better if we here for these things to see it. It's easier to die, but we want to be here to see these things, man. Wherever you at in the world, you want to be here to see the end of the Bible play out. But mainly, the most action-packed scenes will be here in America. This where we at. This where a man would want to be if you had the choice. We ain't talking about vacation time. We ain't talking about the beauty of it, because it's anywhere else we can choose to be. But we talking about for the sake of the Bible playing out, the Lord word being shown, prophecy, to see these judgments and miracles. This way it's going down at. In America, man, Babylon the Great, this way it's going down at. This is going to be the new Passover. Let's get this. Let's see. Let's get this real quick. It says, Jeremiah 23:5. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch. Who is that? That's Yahushua. You see? It says, behold, the days come, that saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and execute judgment and justice in the earth. It says, in his days, so when Yahushua come back, this will say, in his days, Judah shall be saved. Right? Judah shall be saved. The southern kingdom, it says, and Israel shall dwell safely, northern kingdom. And this is his name whereby he shall be called the Lord our righteousness. So when the Lord come back, it says, verse 7, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. So they ain't gonna be the main talk of the town no more, or the main or the greatest deliverance in Israelite history when we came out of Egypt. That ain't gonna be it no more. But in our time, when Yahushua come back, it says, but the Lord liveth. So this gonna be the new thing, the new main high holy day, man, in the kingdom, and for the forever to come. I would say generations, but that's gonna be forever. This is gonna be the remembrance of deliverance. That's the title right there. The remembrance of deliverance, man. It says, so this is the new place. It says, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel. Hold on. Let me see that. Let me see that. Give me that. Give me that. It says, the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of well, not out of ancient Egypt, but out of the north country. That's America. That's going to be the new place of this great deliverance. It says, and from all countries where I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. You see, now I'm going to go ahead and get this Esdras real quick, and I end it. This is second Esdras 13. Now Esdras about to make the point. Matter of fact, let's see where I'm gonna start at. Okay, so remember this second Esdras 13. So Esdras seen many visions already. He's seen the end of the world. He's seen Jacob's trouble, right? He's seen America getting judged, all hell breaking loose. And in this chapter 13, he's seen the coming of Yahushua. Now the point is after Esdras seen all these things, this what he came to the conclusion of, that it's better to be alive and to witness the great acts that the Lord about to do in these latter days. It's better to be here than to die and not see none of these things is about to happen, man. And the point is, if Ezra said you want to be here to see this, the Lord do work in the earth. If the main place the Most High gonna do work is right here in America, then where should we want to be as believers? Right here in Babylon the Great, witnessing Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua getting down, man. You see? Let's read it. So it says the interpretation of the vision. And this out, look, this mainly after Ezra seeing Yahushua. That's another thing. We want to be here to see Yahushua pull up, right? But it's second Ezra 13 and verse 13 in the GNT. And this is the interpretation of the vision. So after Ezra seen it, it says, I was so frightened. Let me blow it up. Second Ezra 13 and 13 GNT, it says, I was so frightened that I woke up and I prayed to the Most High and said, Lord, you have been showing me all these marvelous things, right? Ezra seen Jacob's trouble. He's seen it all. It says, and you have considered me worthy and have heard my prayers. Now, this is the GNT we're reading. It says, now, please show me the meaning of this dream also. So tell me what all this means. It says, I have been thinking how terrible it will be for the people who will be living in those days. But how much worse for those who do not survive. Let's read that again. So after Ezra seen these dreams, this is his conclusion. It says, I have been thinking how terrible it will be for the people who will be living in those days. So he was like, man, once I seen all these things, I was meditating, and I was like, man, it's going to be bad for the people who will be alive in those days, because they going to be going through all kind of shit, seeing all kind of shit. But he says, but how much worse for those who do not survive. So he's saying it's going to be bad for the people who are alive and got to live through those things, but it's going to be worse for the people who not here. Because he said, look, verse 17, they will be in great sorrow because this why. So the people who not going to be here, let me read it together. I'm jumping the gun. 2nd Ezra 13:16 GNT. Ezra says, I have been thinking how terrible it will be for the people who will be living in those days, but how much worse for those who do not survive. It says they will be in great sorrow, talking about the ones who do not survive. It says they will be in great sorrow because they will not enjoy any of the pleasures reserved for the last days. They're not going to be here to see all this, man. If you die, and somebody thinking, well, let me die, so I can skip all this. No, you missing out. That's like you watching a movie you've been wanting to see. Because people been waiting on the end of the world. You watching a movie you've been wanting to see, and you get up to go to the bathroom or to go get a snack, and you come back and you miss some good parts. No, Ezra's saying the same thing here. Like at first I thought it would have been bad for those who was living in the last days. But now I realize it's going to be worse for those who don't survive. He says, because they will not enjoy any of the pleasures reserved for the last days. Now check it out. He says, but how terrible also for those who do survive, because they will have to face great dangers and many troubles as these dreams have shown. So he said, but still, although it's good for you to be alive, it's worse if you die, because you ain't gonna better witness the pleasures that's the end time prophecy speak about. He says, but if you alive, it's still gonna be terrible, because you gotta live through all these great dangers. You gotta see and go through all these many troubles as these dreams have shown. But this is the point. He said, nevertheless, right? So although if you alive, you gotta go through this, which we hope to be of, not just go through it, but to endure through it. He said, nevertheless, it is better to pass these dangers and reach the end than to disappear like a cloud from this world and never see what takes place in the last days. We gonna say that one, man. Come on. Ezra said, at first when I seen all these visions, I was scared, and I was thinking how it's gonna be bad for people who live in those days. He said, but the more I'm seeing and the more I'm realizing, yeah, it's gonna be bad for the people who here and living in those days, but it's gonna be worse if you die and never see these things that the Lord about to do on the earth. He said, although you're gonna have to live through these dangers, it's worst off if you never see what take place in the last days. So even Ezra, and he's seen way more than we seen, but he said you're gonna want to be here for this. Come on, man. You're gonna want to be here for this. We want to be here for this. We want to be here for what's about to take place in the whole world, but the main places go down is America. Babylon the Great, the most glorious, as Isaiah 13 says, the glory of kingdoms, or the NLT version says, the most glorious of kingdoms, man. We living in this very place. So when they go down, what the scriptures say in Sirach, there's a couple things that the Lord take joy in, and one of them is that a man live to see the fall of his enemy, man. We ain't on the outskirts, outside looking in. No, we in here. You see? We in here. And it's going down in here in Babylon. And we want to be here for that. So again, ask ourselves, anywhere in the world we could be where we want to be. Some people might say Bora Bora. You see? Some people might give a fancy tourist destination. Well, if you ask me, I want to be right here in America. Although it's filthy, it's full of bullshit. You got the rainbow flag community running wild in the streets, right? Everybody got a gun, people losing their mind, and this is what everything will go down at, and where it's gonna get the worst at. As a believer, I want to be here because our hope is that the Lord gonna spare us through this, and we gonna see all these things and get the victory at the end. I want to be here, man. We already taking part in what the scripture says that was gonna go down here in the latter days. Well, I want to take part in the salvation too. Let's read this again and I'll end it. 2nd Ezra 13 and 16 GNT. It says, I have been thinking how terrible it will be for the people who will be living in those days, but how much worse for those who do not survive. They will be in great sorrow because they will not enjoy any of the pleasures reserved for the last days. But how terrible also for those who do survive, because they will have to face great dangers and many troubles as these dreams have shown. Nevertheless, it is better to pass through these dangers and reach the end than to disappear like a cloud from this world and never see what takes place in the last days. So it's better to be here and witness the acts of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai than to never see it. And it's going down in America. We want to be here. And I ended on this. Let's keep reading. Verse 21. And he answered and said, I will explain to you the meaning of the vision and answer the questions you have asked. Verse 22. You have raised questions. It says you have raised questions about those who will survive until the end. Because look, Ezra's asking, if all this shit about to happen like I've seen in these visions, how is it possible for anybody to survive? And that's a question we may be asking. You know, y'all may be saying, well, shit, you talking about you want to be here, but think about everything that's about to happen, right? We understand that. But what we about to read, this will be hoping. Somebody got to be here and endure through it. It says, verse 22, you have, it's the angel speaking to Esdras, you have raised questions about those who will survive until the end. Who is that? The elect. So Esdras ain't think it was possible that anybody could survive what he's seen. That's why even he said, who gonna deliver me in those days? Well, the angel about to give him the answer. It says, the answer is that the one who brings the dangers in those days, who bringing the danger, that's Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. So this is the answer. The answer is that the one who brings the dangers in those days will also protect from danger the people who have stored up good works and faithfulness with the Most High, the Almighty One. That's how, man. That's how. It says you may be certain that those who survive are far more fortunate than those who die. Come on, man. And that's why we should want to be here, not just in the world, Craig, but mainly in Babylon the Great, because this is where it's really going down at, man. This is the location of end time prophecy. Although things happen in the world, but this is the main place. And like Ezra said, how is it possible for anybody to endure unto the end? The angel said, the one who bringing the destruction, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, he gonna be the same one to protect those who stored up good works and faithfulness in him and his son. He gonna be the same one to protect these people from the same destructions he bringing on the world, man, on the world. So we shouldn't have a problem with want to be in the main places going down there, because the power we serve is bringing it. And he said, if we continue, he's gonna protect us through these things. You see? But I'm gonna end it right there. You know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And again, we ain't talking about we want to be here in America, because the beach is nice, or they got TV, flat screen. No, man, we want to be here because we about to watch prophecy be fulfilled live and direct, man. Not on the outside looking in, but we on the inside looking in, man. We here. But I'm gonna end it right there, Lord willing. This lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you walking out there, 144,000, who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. Keep fighting, keep pushing, and we almost out of here, man. Almost. And then we'll be looking down on this place. You see? We'll keep fighting, keep pushing. With that, shalom.